Stop right there, stop scrolling, and listen to what I have to say, because we got to talk about this. Now, let's just start with this image right here that says exactly what ICE can and cannot do. Okay, number one, they are not a police force. ICE is an immigration agency. They are not general law enforcement about stopping vehicles. They can only stop a vehicle if they have actual, in fact, reasonable suspicion of an immigration violation or an official warrant. Not, hey, this guy's brown, let's check him, give me your papers. Not how it works. Against their laws. Detention rules. They can only detain if reasonable suspicion of being undocumented is the case, or if a valid immigration warrant is in their possession. Those are the only ways. Use of firearms. They can only draw a gun if there's immediate threat of serious harm. They cannot use their guns to intimidate. And then lastly, in terms of bystanders, ICE has no authority over U.S. citizens or people filming or people passing by. Being nearby is not a crime, and they cannot stop, detain, or threaten U.S. citizens. Period. It is outside the scope of what they are allowed to do lawfully. All right, guys, now let's get into this. Okay, guys, look. Before we talk politics, before we talk parties, before we talk immigration, we need to talk about truth, law, and humanity. Because a woman named Renee Good is dead. And what's being said about her by the most powerful people in the country does not match the evidence, the law, or basic human reality. Renee Good was not attacking anyone. She was not armed, and she was not violent. Okay? What she was doing is something that people have done throughout history when confronted with state violence, trying to leave. Okay? This is not aggression. This is instinct. You can see so clearly the vehicle angles away and the officer moves laterally. There is no clear contact shown in the footage. None. Zero. No contact. And yet, almost immediately, we hear words like weaponized vehicle and domestic terrorist. Those words matter. Do you know why? Because they're not descriptions. What they are justifications. Now, the following is not my interpretation. This is DHS policy signed by the Secretary of Homeland Security. Now, the DHS says deadly force may only be used when no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative exists. That means there's no other way. Now, that includes, in their language, moving out of the way. That includes disengaging. And that includes not stepping into danger and then claiming self-defense. Can't do that bullshit. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. Now, DH policy also explicitly prohibits shooting at the operator of a moving vehicle, except under very narrow circumstances, and only when deadly force is already justified. Only. Now, if an officer has time to aim, fire, and track a moving vehicle, DHS policy demands the question, what alternatives existed? Okay, now let's talk about the political response, okay? When asked about this killing, Donald Trump said, "Who reacts that way? Yelling shame, shame after seeing something like that? Who reacts that way?" I mean, really? He then called the person yelling shame a very professional paid agitator who's really good at their job. And then moments later says that they were an agitator but not Not a very good one, if you ask me. What the fuck? What's your position here, buddy? Think about that. Now, in one breath, highly professional agitator, and in the next, not very good. Okay. Right. That's not analysis. That's word salad used to confuse and delegitimize normal human reaction. Who wouldn't yell shame after watching someone get shot? Who wouldn't be screaming? Who wouldn't freak out after watching this happen right in front of you? I mean, how many killings has he witnessed? And how does he react? With a shrug and a smirk when he sees murder? Come on now, people. Okay, now, what Renee Good was doing should not be criminalized, okay? It should be recognized for what it is. The obstruction of injustice. You understand? Okay? Now, throughout history, progress has always required people to stand in the way of unjust systems. Now, if more people did what Renee Good did, which is refuse to comply to make injustice convenient, well, the rates of abuse of power would drop very fast. Injustice thrives on compliance. Remember that. Now, what's especially disturbing here is the hypocrisy. I mean, so many of the same people that are cheering the ICE movement today used to scream about big government and federal overreach and state violence and scream Second Amendment. But now they're fine with it. Why? Because it's not happening to them. It's happening to brown people. It's happening to immigrants. It's happening to people that they've been trained not to see as fully human. Are you following? Are you following? Now, that's not law and order. That's selective empathy. Wake up. Wake up. Now, also important to remember here is that ICE was originally framed as an agency meant to remove undocumented criminals. Now, that mission has rapidly collapsed into something very, very different. A whole different monster. Indiscriminate stops, rounding people up based on appearance, detaining people with paperwork, detaining U.S. citizens. That's not enforcement. That is dragnet Gestapo policing. Literally, by definition. Okay? And, you know what? We're going to have to fix the language. Let's fix your language, okay? Because it's very important. These people are undocumented. They are not illegal. You understand? Immigration violations are civil matters, not crimes in the moral sense that people are being led to believe. They are not crimes. There is no injured party. It's a civil matter. So cut with the illegal stuff. They're undocumented. And let's be honest about history. I mean, unless you're Native American, your ancestors came here without permission from anyone who lived here first. Zero permission. Borders were drawn after colonization, largely to benefit European settlers and white economic interests. You have no problem with that. Just, all these people are a problem. And in the same vein, people from Central and South America have far deeper historical, geographic, and human ties to this land than many who now claim it as exclusively theirs. That doesn't mean chaos. It literally means humility. So, what is the answer? I'd like to ask a lot of you that. The answer is not assault. It's not detention, nor terror, nor deportation. The answer is documentation. Fair timelines, work authorization, legal pathways that don't take a decade and don't require exile. If your system requires brutality to function, the system is broken. not the people. Now look, Renee Good deserved to live. And we all deserve a society that values humanity over everything, especially over control. So please, guys, think long and hard about what you're allowing to happen and what we're witnessing here. And if after watching the video, now look, if you really needed all these other angles for you to see what utter nonsense is the storyline that's being pushed by this regime, then you already have a problem. There's already some serious malfunction in your processes and mechanisms of discernment and perception. You've got problems. There's something wrong with you. I only needed to see the first video. That was it. Everything was very clear. Very fucking clear. Anything else, I'm sorry, you're out to lunch. I apologize. I love you all. I love all of my friends, my family, all the... He's laughing at you guys, right? I'm telling you, it's a joke. It's a joke. But, again, if you didn't catch that, if you didn't see what happened, and you're following this ridiculous nonsense of this lady was trying to ram over officers and all his platoon were in trouble and he saved them. Wake up, man. Really, something is very wrong with you. I'm sorry to say, but that's just the case. All right. Now, you got all your 30 angles. You got everything. You saw that this lady's last words were, "I'm not mad at you." She wasn't even angry. She said, "I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you." Really? And then he walks away going, "Fucking bitch. Yeah, teach you to fuck with me. I have guns. Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck ICE." Fuck ICE. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If after all of everything, all of the video evidence, if you still are going with the nonsensical version of the story and claiming or believing or thinking that you saw this lady try to ram or drag anyone with her car, you're definitely not a functioning part of society. And go do something. Go get help. Seek advice. I don't even know what you need to do, but you definitely need to. You have to do something because your things are not working right. It's just the simple truth. I'm not trying to, create animosity. I'm just being honest. Something wrong with you if you don't see what happened. Okay, and you can't. Just because maybe you have a family member who's in law enforcement or something like that, whatever your connections might be to law enforcement, if you're allowing those connections to skew your view and to alter your perceptions, once again, you are not a free-thinking, fair-thinking, conscious human being. You just aren't. You're just not. You cannot side with people just because you were raised around them or have a loved one who's one of them. Raw, yeah, my side's always right. They're never wrong. You cannot do that. That just, again, proves your idiocy. It proves your small-mindedness. It proves your low vibration. It proves your incapacity to perceive reality. It proves that you cannot disassociate yourself from feelings and observe the world around you unbiasedly. You don't have the capacity to do that. Therefore, your opinion is null, void, useless, and meaningless. So you just say what you want, but it doesn't mean anything. And just want to, again, matter of fact, when you watch some of JD Vance speaking on this subject matter, and you see him looking in different directions and pausing, hesitating, and kind of stuttering in his speech, you can tell right then and there that this man does not believe the words coming out of his own fucking mouth. It's not basic stuttering or just whatever it is you might want to brush it off as. If you have any ability, again, whatsoever, to discern anything, it's classic psychology 101. It's classic lying, tells of lying 101. The man is full of shit and he knows it. You can even see, matter of fact, the video, again, I mean, I'll show it again, but the video of him while Trump was saying the complete, just asinine things that were coming out of this guy's mouth. I cannot believe that this dumb, low IQ, self-absorbed baby is a leader of a country is insane. Half of you did that, however many of you did that. You people, man, you people. At least some of you are honest enough to say, what the fuck did I do? And I'm sorry and I was wrong. Fair enough. But once again, anyway, while Trump is sitting there saying these things, you could see J.D. Vance looking at him with as puzzled of a face as I had. Like, not that I was surprised or thought that he was going to say anything, impressive or intelligent or real or heartfelt or, showing any signs of human in there. But I'm watching him, and as usual, I'm like, huh? I'm looking at him like, what the fuck are you saying? And you can see J.D. Vance looking over like trying to be supportive and head nod because he's on camera too, and he's sitting there. But even he isn't able to make sense. He's like, you can see even he's really unsure. Like, what is this guy saying? But I must support. I must support. Nod yes. Nod yes. But you could see on his face. Come on, man. Come on, people.
On Minnesota, the vice president yesterday suggested that Renee Good, who was killed by this ICE officer, was part of a broad left-wing network. What has your team told you about this broad left-wing network? Who is in charge of it? Who's part of it? What's it called?
Well, I haven't seen the vice president's statement, but he's generally very accurate. I hate to say, I watched that yesterday, and there are a lot of different forms to it. But there was a woman screaming, "Shame, shame, shame, shame." She was a agitator, probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional. She wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional troublemaker. Because you heard it and I had it. Now, I will say this, the news sort of turned her down, turned her off, because you're trying to watch. She was so loud and so crazy and just not normal. When somebody sees something like that, they don't go screaming and the same words. So, I guess you could say professional, but I didn't think she did a very good job. You have agitators, and we will always be protecting ICE, and we're always going to be protecting our Border Patrol and our law enforcement. Yeah.
Listen. If you are doing the only thing that you feel you have any ability to do in a situation that is dire, fucked up beyond belief, that is abusatory and assaulting to humans, documented or undocumented, who are not criminals, who are part of your community. Or so that means you have to actually have a sense of community first. You have to give a fuck about other people, not just yourself and your family. This is necessary for you to have something called empathy, right? And to understand the plight of others. This woman, she said, all right, she knows, like, I can't go killing these people. There's a lot of things I can't do. What I can do is temporarily position myself in their way, which she wasn't even completely in their way. Again, you see in the video, she let people go around her. There was room. They could have just driven around her. All right. But she said, I'm just going to get in the way, because these people are on their way to commit further injustice against my fellow human beings. This is all that happened. That is, you call that domestic terrorism, you're fucked up. If you call that anything but what it is, which is being a human, then something's wrong with you. Okay, So she says, I'm going to do this silent protest, non-violent. Parking your car perpendicular in the road is non-violent. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the legal purview, even though in actuality, I don't consider these people to have any actual legal authority, and they're, just a bunch of people dressing up and playing, playing police. I know, it's true. No, he gets it. So she gets in the way, right? And I'm thinking, because I couldn't hear what she's saying, I'm thinking she's probably like, talking shit. She's probably like, you motherfuckers, scumbags, probably saying shit. But she wasn't even doing that. She said, I'm not mad at you. Okay. So her wife says something, and then these guys had enough, okay, and they decided to take matters into their own hands, which, once again, they do not have legal authority to do, because this is just not within the scope of what they are allowed to do by law. Okay. So she's doing this, and then these guys get tired of it. They decide, okay, bitch, we're gonna rip you out of your car and fuck you up and take you and throw you wherever, or do whatever it is that we want to do. So 5 men start approaching her vehicle in a very aggressive manner. One literally almost ripped the handle right off the door. So again, who's ramming? Who's aggressive? Who's violent here? The lady's sitting in her car just talking. Car parked like this. Tries to rip the fucking door off the goddamn car to get to her. And 5 men with guns are swarming your vehicle with giant guns. Do you want to stick around for that? You can be, oh yeah, guys, yeah, I'll just stay here. Here, let me unlock the door for you. Rip me out and beat me up because you don't like what I'm doing, even though it's not illegal. Okay? So you wouldn't stick around, I wouldn't stick around. Who the fuck is sticking around for that? So she says, okay, I've seen these guys operate. I know what they are going to do, especially because they do get away with whatever they want. So she says, you know what? I'm good. I did my part. I'm not letting you touch me. I'm out. Okay? So she says, whoop, and then whoop, to leave. Meanwhile, this guy is already plants himself in front of the front corner of her car. He was not still in motion. He planted himself there, already had gun out, drawn, finger on the trigger. And as she starts to roll that way, not this way or this way where the other officers were, clearly moving away from all the humans. Mind you, 95% of them were to her left. The only one anywhere near her car was the one. And she was turning away from him, therefore turning even further away from the rest. So fuck Christine Noem, fuck Donald Trump, fuck JD Vance, fuck all you people lying through your motherfucking teeth, and fuck you idiot Americans, I'm sorry, who listen to this nonsense rhetoric and chew it up and eat it up and act like it's the truth, it's the gospel. Man, I swear, I'm not a violent person. I'm not. It takes a lot. It really takes a lot to get me angry. This situation does have me very angry, very upset. If I could swing my hand in 5th dimension through the phone and smack all you in America that are with these people and propagating this story, I would gladly, happily do it. Out of love, of course, and respect. It's infuriating. Any moron with 2 eyes, anyone with eyes to see can very clearly see what happened, and what the lady tried to do is called, I'm out, I'm leaving, I'm evading, I'm not going to let you grab me and make me another fucking victim of your lawlessness. That's what she was doing. That's it. Clear. The guy didn't even get a piece of fucking dirt on his uniform from her car. much less anywhere near death or harm or ramming or any other of these bullshit words that these people are throwing out. And I just can't believe that any of you are following that. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. Video over, rant over. I'm done. I am the wordsmith of fate.org, ladies and gentlemen, and you have just been served a video of the truth. And I hope that things change. I wish peace and love for everyone. I hope that this ridiculous situation is somehow dismantled and destroyed and taken down and taken out. And, you know, look, whatever we got to do at this point, because I mean, they already crossed the line when they bypassed grabbing criminals and started going for anyone. They already bypassed the line. And look, if you're ignorant to the fact of what they're doing, then again, shut the fuck up. Your words and your opinion are meaningless. Go look at the people they're taking: college students, parents, business owners, people without document, people with half document, people with full document. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They are not the goddamn Justice League. They are not out there going, murderer, you're gone. Raper, you're gone. But no. Brown, let's go. Get in the van. Kidnap your ass. Oh, you're a citizen? Oh, well, whatever. We got you anyway. So peace out. Get on that plane. See you later. Good luck. And that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on. That's the reality. I've had enough. The people have had enough. And this shit has got to stop. It has got to stop. Listen, man, humanity over everything. Humanity over everything. And that's why I'm trying to still find in my heart love and respect for the people that are doing this to our fellow human beings. But you're making it really hard when you're out there killing people and assaulting people and going way outside the scope of what you're supposed to be doing. If you were clearly sticking to only criminals, I don't think anyone would be upset. I don't think there'd be much of any blowback whatsoever. And we wouldn't have all these problems. But because it's not what's happening, that's why the people are irate. That's why the people are heated. That's why the people are upset and feeling brokenhearted right now. You can't just go doing this stuff. What country is this? What year is this? What fucking planet are we on? What kind of example are we showing to the world? What a joke. What a joke of a country it has become. What a joke. And, you know, of course, that's, you know, I'm not speaking about the good people of this country, the people who understand what I'm saying, the people who have eyes to see and who clearly have observed this incident in the realistic reality, in the way that it happened, and who are upset by this situation. So, all right, I'm out. Peace and love. I hope you guys wake up. I hope we can, well, now we got real criminals on the street, and they have badges. They've been given badges and automatic weapons. I don't know, 1984, I don't even know what to say. It's like, you know, it's the beginning of all the dystopian movies and shows that we watch is happening right now. And half of you morons voted for it. Anyway, Azteca, Mexicanos, Centroamericanos, let's stop the violence now. Do the right thing. Wake the fuck up. And fuck you, Trump. Matter of fact, you know what? JD Vance, I'd like to challenge you to taking a lie detector test as to whether or not you believe the nonsense dribble coming out of your mouth surrounding the Renee Good situation. I challenge you to that, because I promise you will fucking fail with flying colors. I promise you will fail with flying colors. You will fail because you know you're full of shit. You know it. So does that dumb fucking bitch, Kristi Noem. I'm out. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Papers, please. Cold on the curb. summer, but the city's still hot. Sirens sing lullabies, another mama forgot. What law when the badge moved lawless and naughty? Took a good one from us, now Renee's with God. And the talk on the news try to twist what we saw. Call it order, but it looked like a crack in the law. Kick in the door, then they ask you be calm. That's a storm in the uniform with the badge is a bomb. They say safety, but the streets feel hunted. Whole blocks, whole breath, hearts stay blunted. Family split like a sentence with no period. Justice delayed, nah, justice disappeared. What's illegal? Who's illegal? We see it. If you can't breathe free in the land of the brave, then the home of the free is a billboard on the grave. And they label you wicked when you beg them to stop, but the blood on the pavement say the truth don't flop. Renee Good, gone too soon, that's the pain in the song. Ice cold hands, but the people stay warm. They say do what you're told, we say right from wrong. Renee Good, gone too soon, but her name live on. Gone too soon, name live on. Yeah. Ice in the letters, but the heat in the streets. They sweep through the morning like a thief with a leash. Due process tossed like a coin in the rain. Just trust us, it's hush money wrapped up in a phrase. They call you criminal for existing too brown. Then wonder why the city won't kneel or bow down. They want fear as a feature, not a bug in the plan. So the boots keep marching like a drum in a band. And the cameras catch angles, but they block what they can. Truth on the timeout, evidence in their hands. Qualified shields while the people get scars. If a badge need immunity, what does that imply? Star. Imply. What does that mean? You can't say freedom while you harvest a tear. You can't preach justice while you weaponize fear. You can't claim peace with the gun at the wheel when the good woman's gone and the wound's still real. Renee Good, gone too soon, that's the pain in the song. Ice cold hands, but the people stay warm. They say do what you're told, we say right from wrong. Renee Good, gone too soon, but her name live on. Name live on, live on. Hold up, listen, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is mamas and kids trying to sleep through the night. This is neighbors in silence, curtains pulled tight. This is trauma as policy, dressed up polite. So we sing for the papers that never got read, for the prayers on the porch, for the tears that we shed, for the ones who belong but get treated like guests, for the good that got taken, now we won't let it rest. We won't. Renee Good.